Have you ever wondered if you're able to use gifted funds for a down payment or closing cost when buying a home? Today we're going to talk about requirements for using gifted funds to purchase a home. Now the great news is gifted funds can be used when you're purchasing a home, but you have to know that there's certain rules around who can gift you money and how the lender is going to need to document it to meet the lending guidelines. The most important thing is first focus on the loan type. So if you're getting gifted funds and you're using a conventional home loan, then those gifted funds have to come from a family member. And so what is that definition? Well, your lender can walk you through the details, but essentially somebody that has a vested interest in you, somebody that's a blood relation, could be an aunt, could be an uncle, could be a cousin, could be a parent, could be a grandparent, but generally that's the type of acceptable relative that could gift you money for a down payment or closing cost. Now when you pop it over to an FHA loan, completely different loan type, FHA says that as long as we can document that you've had a family-like type of relationship, again, it's got to meet FHA's guidelines, but that can include somebody that maybe you've lived with for a very long time, or that we can again document the relationship. Now, once you've identified whoever's going to be gifting you money, that person is going to have to sign a gift letter, and that gift letter is going to state their names. It's going to state the amount that they're gifting to you. They're going to state that it's a gift and not a loan, and they're also going to have to state the relationship. So as you can hear me talk through this, that relationship is really important. Sometimes we'll say, hey, my neighbor's going to gift me the money. Yeah, no, that doesn't work with regard to a home loan unless they have some type of relationship with you that's family related, or if using FHA, we can document per the lending guidelines what the family-like relationship is. So it gets a little confusing. Best to talk to a lender if you know that you're going to be using gifted funds when purchasing a home. Now, let's get into what can those gifted funds be used for? Well, depending on the home loan program, they can be used for down payment and or closing cost. Sometimes we'll have a family member gift all of the money that's needed. Sometimes a family member will just contribute certain dollars to the overall equation of the funds needed. So it's really going to again depend on the loan program. Both parties are going to have to sign that gift letter. So again, you want to make sure that the person that's giving you the money, they understand that they're going to have to sign it. And depending on the home loan program, the way that the lender has to document those funds being gifted to you is really important. So for example, if you're using an FHA loan and you have a parent or relative that is gifting you money, guess what? The parent or relative has to provide their bank statement together with the documentation showing that they had the money in their account, and then the documentation transferring the money over to either you or the title company. Now on a conventional loan, the parent or relative doesn't have to provide their bank statement. I share this with you because when we get into the process and we start talking to the family members that's actually gifting the money, that's where sometimes we'll give pushback. So I like to just get all the information out there up front. When you're getting gifted funds, there's a process that your family member or relative like family member will have to go through. So just be sure that they are prepped, and your lender will be able to walk them through this as well. Now, when in the process is it best to get those monies to the appropriate party? Now, I contend that first, once you go under contract, this is what's going to start the conversation with the gift letter, right? The lender's going to send you the gift letter to have your family member sign it, or potentially even send it directly to the family member. So again, gift letter first. Now, the actual money exchanging hands, depending on the loan type, there could be some additional documentation, as I mentioned, but we prefer to have the family member send the money directly to the title company, not to you. Now it can come to you, and some family members prefer that. It just means extra documentation, because now we got to document the money coming from them to you, and then from you to the title company. And the title company is the entity that holds all of the money when you're purchasing a home. So they are the ones that are responsible for balancing all the funds. They're going to distribute the seller's proceeds. They're going to accept your down payment, closing costs, etc. It's not the lender, and a lot of people get confused by that. So we're lending money, and we're going to send your home loan funds on the closing day to the title company as well. So the title company holds all of the money, and that's where we're going to want to have the person that's gifting you the money for down payment and or closing costs, that they're sending those monies to the title company. If we can control that, if that is what works best for them, we prefer that because it's less hoops for you. As a reminder, it's important to note that the amount of the funds stated in the gift letter must be the exact amount of funds that are being transferred to you or to the title company on your behalf. A good way to avoid any confusion is to have the person that's gifting you the money identify the amount early on in the process so we're all on the same page. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I want to know what other questions you have on the home loan process. So please drop a comment with what video you would like me to make next. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.